Welcome. It's been a long time. It's the one and only Arthur Almighty, man. I'm tapped in. I'm super excited about this episode, man. We are live in Equity Brewing Co. Yes, we are. She's lit right now. I'm at Norman, Oklahoma. I'm waiting on her. I'm sipping beer, living my best life. Living my best life. You feel what I'm saying? Beautiful people, other people all over the world. Tap on in. Sharing is caring. Let's get it. Oh, we got people in the arena already. Let's go. What's good, beautiful people? Hey, man, we are Equity Brewing out here in Norman, Oklahoma. Let me see if they gonna let me do. I can't turn the camera on. What I can do is pan around and just show y'all where we at. So we done came a long way, beautiful people. Thank you, people all over the world. Sharing is definitely caring. But we right here, right now. You feel what I'm saying? Equity Brewing. See some beer, talking books. So let's elevate. I brought a couple of my favorite books with me, so we can elevate. But yeah, my books that I brought with me was I brought Slave Minds by Dr. T. Brown. You feel me? Tap all the way in. I'm gonna get that there. Got his book around. We got love letters all for the building. You know what I'm saying? Coach Juniors, what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all. Thank you. Hey, sharing this character and rising. What's going on? I'm feeling magical right now. Can y'all hear me okay? Type in the comments if y'all can hear me. That's good. We are live right now. We even at Triple A. Grand evening, sis. Raquel Rogers, man. Y'all definitely need to go get her a follow. Let me go see if I got her banner right now. Because Raquel Rogers, I definitely had a Reiki session today. And I'm telling you, my energies is on point, man. I felt like something was lifted up off of me. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. So go give her some love right there. That's Raquel Rogers right there. With Hattie's Holistic Healing right there. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, there she is right there. What's good with it? What's good? What's going on, Pops? Welcome to Top Flight Security's in the building. There's a lot of people off of here right now, y'all. I'm going to wait on Suzette to pull back up, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the beer of the day. Yeah, in the meantime, in between times, I'm going to just walk around and show y'all a little bit about this thing. This thing is nice. Because next Tuesday, somebody going to be off in here. So let's walk. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we off in there. You feel me? So yes, we are in the arenas, people all over the place. You feel me? So yeah, we got all the books with local authors here. So that's why I was telling y'all sharing is caring. You already know we got the Elevated Power books, man. So you already know what we're looking to do. We're looking to elevate. So you can now see some Elevated Power book books out there in this slab right here. So you can sip your beer and talk about some books. Man, we're growing, y'all. We're definitely growing. We done came a long way. What's going on, sis? Sis is off in the building. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, we getting it in. I'll give you some news. So we got some sports right now. You see I'm repping Oklahoma Kings. So y'all already know what it is. It's the off. We're officially in the off season. I'm hitting that double up right now. Huge shout out to Anchor. anchor for making it this simple for us to put together a podcast. So I heard we got the former in the building, the former mayor, somebody off in this bad boy. Dope spot. It's super dope. That's what I'm saying right here. We go ahead and pull up, sis. Next week is gonna be lit. So we got look at the great staff right here. They doing their job. Somebody needs something. Getting the merch and stuff together. But yes, we're out here doing it, getting it in. I'm super excited and thankful. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to be doing this. So, like I say, Suzette is the owner. I'll have her on here in a little bit. She's going to tell us a little bit about Equity Brewing and how it got started and why beer. You know, we want to know what's going on with it. Talk to us a little bit. It's about growth, you feel me? So, hey, I'm going to take a pause for the calls real quick. Don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Don't leave. This is your place. Don't ask me where can you sit. This is your spot. This is your spot. So we're live right now on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter. So she's here now. So thank you, Suzette, owner of this fine establishment. Tell us a little bit about it. Like I had my notes. Just tell us a little bit about you and then how did this get to this nice place? First, usually people know me, they was like, what's the strain of the day, Sam? When we talk about cannabis. We talk about beer right now. So what's the beer?
So this is an ESB, which is an English Special Bitters. So it's a bitter beer that I brewed for our book club. We have a book and brew club, and we just met on Sunday to talk about Beautiful Country by Julie Wang. And she this is her memoir. She moved to the United States from China with her family when she was 7. So this is her story of that experience. Beautiful Country is Meiguo in Chinese. That's Meiguo means America, United States of America. And it stands for Beautiful Country. So when we contacted Chin Julie to ask her about what kind of beer she would like for us to brew for the book club, she suggested a bitter beer because her story of coming from China and the struggles that they went through as immigrants, as dealing with poverty and all of the issues that her parents had and she had growing up here. She says it's kind of like swallowing bitterness, So I brewed an English Special Bitters, which is a style of beer, and so it's got a lot of hops in it, so it's bitter. But I conditioned it with persimmon because persimmon is native to both China and Oklahoma, and it helps to kind of bring some of that bitterness down a little bit and gives it a more like a honey caramely flavor. So you've got both kind of the bitter and the sweet in one beer. So, cheers.
It tastes different after she tells you a little story, y'all. So this is just super dope for starters. Let me just say that being able to read some beer. Like everybody sees the commercials and all of that, but actually the process of it. Because I'm really looking forward to embarking on our job. So I wasn't gonna talk to you. I wasn't gonna spill no tea. I was gonna, but we connected through social media. I have a team that, see I got my merch on. I was like, hey, looking at everybody others, the professionals, I'm like, you need some sponsorship. So I shot my shot, y'all. So we are currently here now in the flesh, working on this because I love what y'all doing. You told me a little bit about the story before, but I'll act like I don't know. But tell us a little bit now.
Yeah. How we got to where we are today. Well, so I have been a lifelong beer lover. My grandfather was of German heritage. He loved beer. He would drink beer every day. He would open up a bottle or a can of beer in the morning and sip on it all throughout the day. And so when I got to be of an appropriate age, which is 12, he gave me my first taste of beer and explained to me how it needs to be savored and appreciated and not something you guzzle or drink in excess, but something that you drink with food, that you can cook with, that you enjoy as a beverage, but that there should be the respect for the beverage, right? So anyway, I've just been a lifelong beer lover because of my grandfather, and so in my other job as a professor, I've traveled around the world, and everywhere I went, I would drink local beer, and I would visit breweries, and so when I decided to start working on a business, I really was first and foremost wanting to have a space where we could build community, and where people could come together and share with each other and just, get away from the rest of the world. It's called a third place. First place is home, second place is work or school, and third place is where your people are and where you can kind of hang out and chill and
slay and chill. Hey, right? Hey, yes, we can. Hey, I forgot to put my sign up since you said it. I got to put my sign up right there. My daughter done knocked my letters off, so I just put it back in the bag. But yes, we talk sports life, all and chill. So we're definitely chilling right now. Y'all seen the walkthrough earlier. It's lit. People from all over, different walks. Dope books, good vibes, good music in the background. Great beer.
So it was about the space. So then it was like, how do we get people to get into the space, and come together? I had a co-working space for a while, and then COVID happened, and so we had to shut that down. So I started brewing beer because I walked into a brewery one day in Oklahoma City to pick up some beer, and they were brewing, and I could smell the brew, and it just smells so amazing, the brewing of beer. And so I just started asking questions, and I was just like, are there any women who brew beer at Oklahoma? And no, there are a few women who have partners with their spouses that basically brew beer, but that there aren't any women who brew beer. And so I was like, well, that sounds like an opportunity to me. So I wanted to, focus on a space, a community space, and beer is an inherently social product. It brings people together, and so there was also an opportunity to kind of disrupt the industry and bring women back into beer because women discovered beer thousands of years ago.
We love to elevate around here, people, so you heard it here first. So, am I hearing correctly that this is the only or the first women
We're the first and only, so far, all women-owned brewery in Oklahoma.
See, I love breaking news, y'all. I love bringing the real news and people like, what? Facts! So we got some facts today, so I appreciate you for bringing that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but women discovered beer. So did you know this?
I did not.
Yeah. Well, there's a blog on our website. You can go read about it. But the short story is that women, of course, for many, many millennia, were responsible for the food and beverage of the home. And beer was kind of a happy accident in some ways. Steeping grains, wild yeast, just things that happen, things little left there, and just kind of like, oh, well, this tastes kind of good and makes me feel kind of good. How does this happen? And so then the process began to be repeated, but they didn't really understand the science behind it. They had what was called the magic stick, right? That they would stir the grains with, but they didn't realize that that's the stick that had the yeast on it that would make beer. I mean, beer is only 4 ingredients. It's water, grain, hops, and yeast. That's it. You can add all kinds of other stuff, like I said, persimmon and various other things, but really 4 ingredients makes beer. And it's the yeast ultimately that makes beer, because you don't have beer if you don't have yeast. That's what turns the liquid that you brew into alcohol when you ferment it. So women forever brewed beer, and of course and it was a community. So when there was like excess beer in a household, they would put out a sign that would tell people that they had extra beer, and so it was a huge community too. People would come and would say, "Yeah, let's go over to so and so's and drink." They got a sign out that they got extra beer, and so it was not only a beverage for the household, it was also a beverage for their community, their neighbors. And of course, beer back then was often safer to drink than water because it's been boiled, right? And fermented, and so it's preserved in some ways. So anyway, it had health implications. Beer is a healthy beverage. It obviously consumed in moderation, but if you consume in moderation, it's quite healthy. You can live on beer if you want. You probably shouldn't, but you can. You won't die if you just drink beer. Well, I mean, eventually you will, but not from the consumption of beer. So, yeah. So anyway, so for me, when I started to look into brewing beer, and I taught myself to brew, I just went out and bought some brewing equipment and brewed in my kitchen in my apartment, and filled up my closets full of fermenting beer. And to me, it was also kind of like a reclamation project. It was like, women started brewing beer. They were kicked out of beer once it started to make money, once it became an industry in the 1500s or so. It's capitalism, right? The men that took it over, and when we say men, we mean white men, took it over. So,
she's educating you.
So the white men with beards, took over the beer industry, keeps the women out, and so it's always been a male-dominated industry. It's been a male-dominated industry in the modern era, and obviously today, all the breweries and everything are overwhelmingly owned by men, and particularly white men. So less than 2% of the breweries in the country, in the United States, are owned by women, and less than 2% and less than 1% are owned by people of color. So we have a long way to go to bring equity to the industry, which is why when I decided to open a brewery, I immediately knew that it would be called Equity Brewing Company, with the intention of building community, building space, bringing people together, making an amazing product, but also contributing to knowledge and education, and using it as a platform to
It's going on a Tuesday.
People are having fun here at Equity Brewing.
When I called, I was like, this is lit on a Tuesday, y'all. This is lit.
But anyway, that's kind of the story. Is I started sharing the beer. People were encouraging me, to continue brewing beer, and I've spent everything I own and more getting us to this point. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just really trying to survive. It's a small business, a very small business, women-owned business. Yeah.
I got you. Well, I love the fact that, hey, this story, did you hear me? Like, hey, I'm bringing y'all breaking news. The only women brewery in the state of Oklahoma. Crazy. Because, like, when you rolling right down the street over there, it's...
Lots of breweries, within walking distance, which I love. I mean, the cool thing about the beer industry, too, is that it's been quite collaborative. We actually have a small nano brewery that's operating within our neighborhood brewery. This is their last couple of days. They're leaving after tomorrow.
Hold on, y'all. You got to break that down for us.
Nano brewery. So that means we brew on the small batch size, right? So many of you have been to breweries and you've seen the big equipment, the big tanks and everything. Well, you can see our tanks are quite small. We have 1 barrel batches. We just brew a lot of different beers all the time instead of a whole bunch of a few beers.
Okay. All right. We're getting your 12 pack.
Yeah. That's Mayor Priya Clark. We're doing a little podcast over here.
What's up?
This is Sam.
Oh, Equity. Nice to meet you.
Priya Clark.
Nice to meet you. Same way.
12 pack. You're live right now. All of them.
She said any of them.
All right. I was going to say, we don't mess around with the beers because that's what we want, and it's like hard to decide what our favorite is. Like,
It is very hard to decide. Well, you can tell we are very pro-choice here.
I know, I'm like,
Very pro-choice. We've got lots of choices.
I think everyone
Lots
should
of
have
choices.
a choice
Yeah.
in a variety
A lot of
of life aspects. I mean, not just beer, but
In life. Yeah.
in life, like living, and maybe like your body.
With your body, we should have choice.
I feel like that makes us all better people. But I'm sorry to disrupt your thing.
No, disruption is good, Bria. Thank
It
you.
really
Thank you for
is.
I will
disrupting.
disrupt always.
I know you will. You can be counted on.
Right.
There's lit at Equity Brewing Co. Hey, it's a Tuesday.
We're having a great time here at Equity
We
Brewing.
really are. I love it. I love it. So we talking books and beer. So she talked to us about one book. I talked to y'all about talking about one of those Coach Dennis Jones there. And we talked a little bit about Slave Minds earlier. You got another book for us?
I do. I have two. I told you about Beautiful Country. Definitely read Beautiful Country. I brought two other books that I've read recently. Now, these are all nonfiction. I do spend most of my time reading nonfiction books. Yes, I don't have any like fiction options. But I recently read Richard Goldstein's Color of Rose, which is an amazing, but also infuriating because it's all about racist housing and redlining and how that happened and what that was the impact and all of the data. And it's just full of facts and data about the forgotten history of how our government segregated and how it still persists today with policies, with housing policies, and where, everything from not just where people can live, but who gets funding for a house, who gets insurance for a house, who can build houses for poor communities or immigrant communities or communities of color. It's an amazing book. Everybody should read it. It was our second book club, but it's also like it'll really put you on. If it doesn't put you on, then you're a piece of shit. Yeah.
I got you. I'm going to have to swap and read that.
Yeah.
Definitely will. That's nice. Not too bad. What is the name of this one more time?
So it's a persimmon ESV. Yeah, persimmon ESV.
Learn new terminology, people. Because people say, you just said beer. No, I want to give you the real truth, the facts, the actual facts about it. Today's True Tuesdays, so I'm having a great time over here learning more about Suzette and Equity Brewing. I didn't know what I was going to walk into, y'all, and then when I pulled up, oh, it turns up. Outside patios lit. Hey, this is very nice stuff.
Thank you.
I really do. I can definitely see myself pulling back up on a Tuesday, and it's going on. I had a couple of other members on the network, and they was like, that's nice. I can't wait to pull up over there. Pull up. So yeah, sharing is definitely caring. If you're watching right now, share this more going out to wherever you want. And I told y'all already, we're on the Slay and Chill Twitter account, March Almighty Show on YouTube, and we're definitely on the Slay and Chill Facebook group popping right now. So let's elevate. Let me see what else I got for you. Tell us our history. Professor, so professor by day, Julie by night.
Yeah.
Is that what professor? Is that?
Yeah. Well, so I've been a professor for 23 years. I've been at the University of Oklahoma.
Boomer! You know what I'm saying? We're throwing the wrong ones down.
And, it's been an interesting experience. So I decided I wanted to do something else with my 17 years. Toward the end of my career here, I still have 2 years to teach. I love teaching students. but I wanted to contribute, just do something else with my time. Create my own work culture and space, that was uplifting and equitable and inclusive. And so that's where Equity Brewing also has its roots. It's kind of been an experience in the workplace that isn't always equitable. So yeah, my specialty, I'm a political scientist by training. I teach international politics. My area specialty, what used to be, when I did this kind of research, was the arms trade. So I spent a lot of time traveling around the world and studying weapons movements and illicit trafficking activities. Yeah.
So she's deep, y'all. She's more than meet the eye. You feel me? That was my question. What do you teach? She's letting y'all know, so she's with the shit.
I teach courses on global inequality. Now I teach courses on global inequality and global humanity. I'm teaching a class this semester on illicit trafficking, which we cover the whole range of everything that's trafficked and why and how it happens and what we can do about it. And yeah, so I love to teach. I'm going to keep teaching for the foreseeable future, but mostly I spend a lot of time brewing beer, selling beer, serving beer, and chatting up people here in the brewery.
Let's go back to the beer. So, how long does it take to brew a beer? When we sip it, how long did it take to make it come out like this?
It's a question because a lot of people think that beer is something you can just kind of whip up and, serve, but it actually takes, depending on what you're brewing, there are two categories of beers. There's beers that are called ales, so an ESB is an ale, and then there's the category of lagers. And you use different kinds of yeast depending on whether you're doing an ale or a lager, and one is fermented at a warm temperature and one is fermented at a cold temperature. And so ales at the warm temperatures take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks to complete. So you brew it in a few hours, right? You spend a few hours at the actual brew kettle, what we call the mash tun of the brew kettle. Brew your beer, but then once you put it into a fermenter and add the yeast, then you have to allow it time to convert all of the sugars in that liquid to alcohol. So it takes anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks if you're doing an ale, and then anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks or even longer if you're doing a lager. So this is an ale, so it took somewhere around 3 weeks, I believe, to finish it because I put the persimmon in it, so I wanted to give it a little more time. But there are some beers that you can finish out pretty quickly if you're not adding anything to it, if you're just like brewing it, fermenting it, and then putting it in the package. Beer takes a while to make, and it's not quick, so you have your head, seasons, and like what your beer flow is going to be, because you can't just say, oh, I need some more of this and run back to the brewery and whip it up. You have to have at least 2, if not longer, 2 more weeks to finish it.
Because I didn't know. I was like, how long is it going to take to do something? She just gave us an it definitely does. So that's crazy. So how many different beers do you have?
Yeah, so we have a lot of chats, because then we can do a lot of small batches. And so we have 23 taps. So we have 23 different things on tap at any given time. And that's done intentionally as well, because again, part of our mission is to be inclusive and to try to encourage people that maybe don't feel comfortable in other brewery spaces to come here. And that means you want to have a wide range of beverage options for them, so that there's something for everyone. So we have everything from super light beers to dark beers, everything in between. Because again, you want to have a variety, significant variety, so that people that are like, I'm not usually beer drinkers. What should I drink? Well, maybe a seltzer, maybe this light beer, maybe this juniper ale, something like that will, or if people are like, well, I normally drink, Michelob or something like that, right? You have a craft beer that's a super light ale that would be, a replacement for that Michelob, which is super light. Craft beer, local beer.
Hold that thought. 3 seconds left for this Anchor over. Shout out to Anchor for making it real simple for us to put together a podcast. We're still live over here. So I just wanted to make sure I stopped that. But you could definitely keep talking to the people here. I just wanted to let you know what's going on here. But we're definitely about to dive back in. So she said all that to say that I'm never going to have to drink the same beer again. That's pretty much what she said.
Every week you're going to get something different.
Something different. And you hear the crowd going wild. They say, you get another beer, y'all! Hey, so it's going up on the Tuesday. Thank you for educating us because I was like, okay, we drink a beer, how can we educate and tell us a little bit about this beer, your history, how it's going. So you said you have a book club. How often do y'all do the book club?
So we have a Equity Brewing Co. We do 4 a year, one every 3 months. We picked 4 books for 2022, so we just finished our 3rd one and we're getting ready to start our 4th one. But we chose 4 books. We did a couple of nonfiction and a couple of fiction, and then made sure that we had a lot of representation. And our bookstore we only carry books that are published, where the authors are women, books that are Black, Indigenous, or other people of color, international books, members of the disabled community or the LGBTQ+ community. So again, we don't want a bunch of books by white dudes, because they get all.
We gotta give her a hug, y'all. We gotta give her a hug.
They get all the space in all the bookstores. Just like they get all the space in all of the breweries, and so we're just trying to do something different here, where it is a place that is just more equitable and can amplify the voices of people who have been, historically marginalized. So anyway, we picked 4 books, and what I do is I read the book and then I discuss it with my daughter, who curates our bookstore, and just discuss what kind of we are inspired by in the book. My daughter doesn't brew; she runs all of her social media, marketing, and our sales, and the bookstore, and I do all the brewing. And then we usually try to contact the authors and ask the author. And so far, the authors have been so kind and have responded and have given us. Great ideas about what kind of beer they think we should brew. So our very first book was called Love and Color, and the author is of Nigerian descent, and Babalula. And she said, I loved her description. She said, I want you to brew a beer that is dark and full-bodied and sweet and warm of the hug.
That's a heck of a description right there.
So I brewed a stout, a dark beer, and I conditioned it with chocolate and vanilla and coconut, because there's a lot of coconut in Nigeria. They create a lot of desserts in Nigeria that have coconut in it. So so we called it a Love and Color stout, and it was really amazing. Very sweet, full body, and just amazing. So that's what we do. So we're heading into our next book series. So if anybody wants to join us, feel free. You can look up on our website, join the book club, and you get for the book club, you get the book, you get a pint during our book club discussion. If you're here, you can always join remotely as well. You get a 6-pack of the beer that I brew for the book, and then the conversation and the discussion about the book.
That's pretty cool. How much time do you give? So 3 months, I guess, to read the book?
Yeah, we just finished.
Our
next one's in November.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say, because how do y'all get the people? So everybody don't read at the same school, so you gotta definitely.
Exactly.
That's
So there's
pretty.
plenty of time to sign up for this next one. It's in November. And I don't know yet what, I haven't read the book yet, so I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I love brewing. I love to read, of course, as do you, and I love beer. And so this was a natural pairing, was to read and drink beer and brew a beer that was inspired by the book.
That's super dope, man. So, the more you keep talking, the more I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the perfect fit because I did know that this was the only woman brand brewery, so that's super dope. I love, like I say, bringing different. You see, that's the whole point of the whole elevated thoughts. I wanted you to understand yourself. I wanted to go what the world shows you. Like you see, it's a lot of those people that see the top, but
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just time to squash that shit.
message. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for your time. Like, I don't want to keep you here too long. If you have more to go do, you can.
Well, I probably ought to go check on this group over here. I can't tell if they're winding down or winding up more. I don't know.
So,
but,
it's past your mind.
yeah, we do.
It's Tuesday, y'all. I did not know I was going to walk into this.
I have to tell you, I wish I could say every Tuesday was like this, but it really isn't. So next Tuesday when you come here, who knows? But hopefully some of your fans.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, this was quite a fun day.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you so very much. I might bring you back in when I might close out, but thank you so very much.
Yeah, I'll go check on my great things, everyone.
Yep. And, I told you we was going to have some breaking news. I told you, the things come to those who wait, man. You can't be rushing everything, baby. Like, I used to love trying to rush the process, and now I'm like, slow down, just chill, and let it be organic, like literally. I think she left her phone for me. But in the meantime, in between times, y'all, I'm sipping this beer right here. I forgot the name of it that quick, but it's delicious. So thank y'all for tuning in. We're learning about some books today, man. It's a super dope time. Let me go check real quick and see something. I'll be right back. Don't leave, people. Don't leave. I'm still here. I am still here. I'm just making sure everybody is still in the goddamn arena. Oh, man. This Suzette today. So now, if you didn't know about beer, you learned about it today. So I didn't even know that it took the time it takes to put together a whole brew. Just the fact of us learning about this today, got to see one of the guys being sponsored. So stay tuned. Big shits in the way. I didn't want to jump the news right there, but y'all just stay tuned because you may be sipping the alcohol brew sooner than later. So, go ahead and take a sip of that. I'm just going to put in the big some books. So, like I said, I got some books with me. So, this is the next book. So, this one here is called A Letter from the Ladybird by Shanika Bryan and Jaden Bryan. I have a daughter telling on this one right here. So, super duper dope. Shanika is also a member of the Mocha Tea Podcast, the Freaking Slang Chill Network. So, you never know, man. Like, I've been growing, like I have a man on this mind today. She's been blowing up. She's looking for her phone. Her phone is. The mayor's coming. She lost her phone. She's trying to talk. Your phone? Thank you so very much. She's turned up on a Tuesday, y'all. Hey, you heard it here first, dude. First time I heard it in my life. So y'all just stay tuned. This shit's a mess, man. She got 24 different taps over here, 23 different boards of gear that you can pull up and get. Like I said, she educated us today and told us that less than 2% women own breweries in the United States, and as you said, even less than 1%. The only women breweries owner in the state of Oklahoma is the Brownberg. It's lit on Tuesday. I'm super duper excited for what's to come. This is Tuesday. Hey man, we got a letter from the Ladybug. We got love letters, healing, my personal journey towards healing, Coach Dennis Jones Mitchell. And we go to my guy G, Dr. T. Pence himself. We got Slave Minds, a mathematical and scientific look at systematic racism. So we're going to tap on in right there. This is my first book that I had in the book club. So y'all go check that out at Elevator. Let me go ahead and pay some bills real quick. I do got the banners, man, on the screen. I ain't even put on there like that. I do apologize. I'm so excited for today's episode. I'm going to give you a elevator phone of the day. It's at the bottom. Just because you're struggling doesn't mean you're falling. Feel me? I know we need to hear that, but it's a thing. So I'm going to shout out to get you some merchandise. Super. All right, I gotta Suzette Grillot Go to elevatorthoughts.co, tap in, man, check out the podcast, get some merch, put that same larger code in, get, 15% off. You feel me? 15% goes a long way. It's not like pricey merch or anything like that. Definitely, reasonable price, and then you get 50% off, and then make that shit nice. Really like me, fuck with me, really rock with me. Really subscribe to the podcast. It's my actual podcast. Talk about the journeys of that support my cause and mission. It's only $8.33 right now. Break that down every year. That's $99.96. Interested in supporting what I got going on? That's all you gotta do. Go to Sam the Archer 2 Cash App, $, Sam the Archer 2. Go ahead and hit that $8.33. I'll definitely appreciate you. Make the advance. That's Shannon's curve, people. Gotta do that. He's definitely going to help out me. Just playing here to help out, elevate my mission plan to help set up, to help people see some new kids. That's what it's 12 jobs right now, and they're helping paying us child support. That's what this shit is. Going through it right now. Huge shout out to our sponsor, Power Game Show. Making all this happen, making all these music, stages, and business. Huge shout out to them. Sipping bad drinking for the definitely for the stay connected. Go to thepowerinside.com. Take on the in if you want to secure the book on Facebook. We got some books. We got new authors and stuff. So y'all just stay tuned. I'm about to jet people. I'm about to go live on Instagram. Just saw everything over there. So I'm going to go live. So make sure you go see this. Like I said, we got triple up. Once you got the double up, you got that triple up. I'm going to tell you guys, go check us out. Twitter, Chill Twitter. Go check us out over there. Go check us out on Sam Rappers. Actually, the Slam Chill Facebook page. Go subscribe and follow us on there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for you from there. We are definitely live on YouTube. Don't try huge shout out to Anchor. This episode is going to drop May 2nd. Just doing my shit, starts, panties, films. Like I said, Equity Brewing Co right now. Huge shout out to Suzette for letting me pull up and do it. This thing's good. You heard her say it. Next Tuesday, it may not be as lit as it is here, so we'll see. We'll definitely see. So y'all stay tuned. Big shit to the works, like we said. Thank you all.